Day 3, soul, mind, body. Throughout my teachings, you'll always hear me to refer to the three-part being, a spiritual being having a human experience. And we can break everything down into the power of threes. And when we start doing that, life becomes a lot more easy. We've lived in a life which is duality. It's one or the other, it's good or bad. However, when we bring it down to three things, you'll see it makes our choices and decisions a lot easier. It's a lot easier to distinguish, is that my ego or is that my truth? And then you can start having fun with it. We can start breaking down the three and putting it into the words that are spoken. We can start looking at other aspects of our life for a different perspective. Now we have three things to focus on. So for everyone that struggles to sleep, or people that have insomnia and they wake up in the night and then they get frustrated, what's going on? The mind's now going off. And what happens? The body starts responding to the mind's stress and the body feels uncomfortable. And what is that stress coming from? I'm not sleeping. I need to get up in the morning. I've only got a few hours left now. How am I going to do all this? I've got a busy day today. That's a lot of mind activity. So if you're not sleeping, you're awake. And if you're not awake, you're sleeping. However, let's bring the meditation in. So if you're now struggling to get back to sleep, let's look at the three-part being that we are. The body is resting. The body's calm still, it's chilled. The mind's going off on one. However, let's go straight to our truth, the soul. It's a form of meditation. If I'm laying there, if I'm sitting there, it's quiet. I'm at one with myself. It's a meditation. So bad night's sleep can be a good night's meditation. We can change it. Throughout the meditations, I talk about a soul alignment. So a great example, and this is really nice way to center yourself, even throughout the day. You can close your eyes and go to this with one breath. So the soul, I call that our sun. The sun in Spanish is sol. So think of the sun high up in the sky. Our mind is the moon. The moon has all these different phases throughout the month. Ego, all the different characters we play, the roles that we play, the mind. And then the body is the stars. All the magic happens within inside the body. So that spirit is your breath, and that breath connects all three. So to bring yourself center, closing your eyes, body, mind, soul. So breathing in, heart, head, higher self, and then just letting it fall back down again. So if you're ever stressed, bring it back to that three. Body, mind, soul, stars, moon, sun, heart, head, higher self. On here, I'm going to show you how I've then put into soul words. And when you start hearing, the soul always speaks the truth. So when we want to try to skip around the truth, we use ego words, egotistical words. As an example, I think, I believe, I know. So if there's only one truth, anything that's not your truth is ego. So you start with I know. It's only when you know, you know. So if anyone says I believe, I think, it's ego, it's not the truth. So we can't accept that as a truth if someone else is sharing that to us. When we know, when we can stand on that as a knowing, that is the soul. So another word I'd like to say is wishy-washy words. I might do, I will try, maybe, potentially, hopefully. None of that's the truth. I will or no. So if we can stick with the soul words first of all, then all these other labels that we've given it is the ego. And why do we say those words? Because our ego doesn't want to deal with their response. When we say no, that means it could trigger them. Remember, our truth, it's not our worry or concern how it's dealt with if we speak it from a place of love. So have a look at some of these words that we put in the Power of Free and see if you agree with some of the soul words that I put in there. And each time we go into the meditations, body, mind, soul. Hi everyone, welcome to day 3. Today we're looking at the power of threes, and especially going to break it down into the 3-part being that we are having this human experience. A spiritual being, which is the soul. Then the human experience is the mind and the body. We often say mind, body, soul, always starting with the mind. However, our soul is the truth. And the truth is love, peace, happiness, joy, freedom. When you bring it down to a feeling, that is your truth. And anything that's not your soul is not your truth. So today's theme is all about breaking things down to threes. Whenever we have a choice duality, a good or the bad, a yes or no, a lot of that falls down on ourself to make that decision. And it's more challenging to make when it's a 50-50. However, when we bring in another choice to make it 3, 2 out of a 3 allows us to make that choice in our favor. When you break it down into 3, you can see where it does not serve. It allows you to go within and feel. So, anything that is not your soul is not your truth. Body, mind, soul. Meaning, the body and mind is the ego, the human experience. They come as a partnership. Mind controls the body, and the body responds to the mind. And when the mind is still, the body does what it does best: heal. It loves you, which then allows the mind to create, to tap into your intuition. And you become the tutor, your own tuition. So, we're going to go within. However, I'm going to now share a soul alignment, and this is a great way to get yourself into that state of calmness very quickly. So many people have shared that there's some frustration still when it comes to meditation. Meditation, we often get caught up in our mind, too many thoughts going on. However, as shared, meditation's a feeling. And when we're in that feeling of peace, it's empty, it's hollow, it's light. That is peace. So body, mind, soul. And I'm going to show you just a nice way to link all 3, which is your breath, the spirit. So if you close your eyes for me. Three, 2, 1, let's go. So we're going to start with one deep breath. Bring awareness to your breath. Now take your attention inside your body. And the body, today we will represent as the heart. So take your attention to your heart center. The beat to your life. Now notice that calmness. Notice that stillness. So bringing awareness to your breath inside the body. Putting that breath through the heart center. Notice that feeling. Just one breath. So pull that breath up, body. Now up to the mind. And for the mind, we'll say the head. Just one breath. Heart, head. Bring awareness to that stillness. Clarity in the mind. Now if you notice there's calmness within the body, which means that stillness within the mind. Mind sets the body. So heart, head, and now higher self. So on the next breath, deep breath in, just one breath. Heart, head, higher self. Stay with that feeling. Who created that feeling? Just one breath. Follow that breath up. Heart, head, higher self, soul, mind, body. The breath returning back deep in the body. So when we are sleeping, our best place for healing. Why? Because the mind is out the way. The body gets to work what it does best. When we're in our awakened state, that's the mind. We always have a choice. Our truth, and anything that's not our truth is the ego. So when we're meditating, that is the soul. That is the truth. When you're in that state, our healing intensifies because you bring the awareness. You bring the intention, the imagination. You are the commander. And your body responds to your commands. Just one breath. And then you can bring creation, the sun, your soul, your higher self. That soul rise up in the sky. The moon, your mind. And all the phases of the moon is the ego. Your body, the magic, the stars. Make a wish and it will come true. Now stay within this stillness. Just one breath. Body, mind, soul.